Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're doing another TI analysis. I just really enjoy making these. I know these videos don't get the most views and they don't hit the widest audience, but I still like making them because hopefully it will give you guys a pretty cool insight into a high level Dota match, kind of what players are thinking, what I'm thinking, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the Game League website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken and really take your game to the next level, I'm going to be able to help you, because sometimes the guides on YouTube, there's either not enough of them, they're not specific, or they're just tier lists, which I know you guys love, but at the end of the day, the Game League website is going to help you get to the next level. So click the link down below and sign up. So this game we're playing Timbersaw, and for a little bit of context, I'm going to be laning against Terrorblade Undying, which is one of the most devastating lanes in Dota. Why? Well, Undying is very good at level 1 and level 2. Terrorblade is one of the best carries at level 1 and level 2 because his first ability, Reflection, is incredibly good. It's an AoE attack speed and movement speed slow for very little mana, and then meta at level 2 with the combination of Tombstone and a Blood Grenade kills most lanes. Now, what am I going to do to prevent this? Well, there's a couple things I could do. I could take Timber Chain, and when he uses meta, I could try to Timber Chain away. Same thing for Tombstone, and that's an option, and a lot of Timber players do that. Or what I can do is I can block the creep wave and actually make sure that the wave pushes into me by making basically him have more creeps than me. And the risk of this play is, and I actually messed it up. I was like, oh my god, I messed it up. I almost never mess this up, but I kind of messed it up. Only kind of though. What you do is you let creeps ahead, right? So I told my team I'm not contesting runes, I'm letting creeps ahead. Why? Against Undying, I don't want to play the lane very far up. If I can play the lane near my tower, I'll probably be okay. And so my goal is to get the lane back. Yes, there are downsides to this and risks, and that's partially why you don't see pro players do it. Also partially because I just think they forget that they can do it. One of the downsides is if the enemy is able to pull the melee creeps onto their range creep, they can deny it early on. And that's a risk you run, right? And that's what they should do. This guy doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. And he plays it very passive. And I think it mostly comes down to this guy was late to the lane. And this guy being late to the lane means that, I don't know, TB plays the first couple creeps defensively, and I'm able to actually almost deny 2 creeps, which I shouldn't be able to do in this lane. And then from there, I just get left alone. And at this point, because he didn't deny either of the range creeps, the wave hard shoves in. And this is exactly what I want, because what I'm trying to avoid is at level 2, if I have to go close to them, right, if I have to go close to their tower, I could die. If they have more creeps than me, and I continue to deny, or try to deny, I will eventually get in a position, which is what happens right here. I will get in a, oh my god, I missed so many CS here, that was so bad. I will be in a position where they hit level 2, but they don't feel like they can kill us. And honestly, realistically, maybe they could have tried to like Blood Grenade Tombstone when we were, oh, I missed so many CS. They could have maybe tried to like go on us here. Realistically, I think they definitely had an opportunity to, where they could just like drop their shit like right here, honestly. I think there's a world where they actually go on us. I guess line could like hex and I'm probably fine. Honestly, realistically, I'm probably fine. Because I decided not to skill up the Timber Chain because the wave is in a good spot. And how I see this is like, basically, I can heal, right? I can heal a little bit when I'm pulling creep aggro. I can heal and I can play for my level 3 timing rather than playing for my level 2 timing. Now at this point with level 3 and boots up, I feel pretty comfortable. I have no idea why TB clicked meta when he did. Was this a misclick? This kind of looked like a misclick in the game. He just like clicked meta. I have no idea why he clicked meta there, but he clicked meta at a really, really random time, and I'm like, okay, well, the goal was to use boots, which is what I rush here, and chain to avoid this guy completely. Like, I have no problem letting this guy free farm. I don't really see this as a lane where I'm gonna pressure him until later on when I get like Vanguard plus mana boots or just Vanguard. But yeah, he just like clicked meta randomly, which sort of means that I can maybe look to start pressuring him because I'm gonna have my Ring of Health in a moment now, which kind of, it sucks to swap out all these branches on a universal hero. You lose a lot of damage. Maybe I should have just eaten the Lotus early. I don't know. Maybe I even use branches of Quelling at this point, just so I have some extra damage to right-click heroes with. But right here was the game-winning play for my Silencer. Like, honestly, this was super, super huge. So he called to make the portal play. Basically, honestly, it does kind of screw the Slark a little bit, but I think it's okay because it's kind of for the greater good, right? If it's for First Blood, if you're making a portal play or one of these major rotation plays, but it's for First Blood, I think it's pretty worth it, right? And what I mean by that is, well, what we're gonna see right here. He hits the portal, right? He hits the portal, he comes behind the Terrorblade, and just by casting nukes and a Blood Grenade, and these stupid ass Blood Grenades, which we used 2 of them, it's just like ridiculous. The Terrorblade just dies. He probably had stick. Yeah, but he was dead anyway, right? So he gets first blood, that's obviously really good for his game, that jumps him up on net worth. My Lion's having a good game because he hasn't had to buy a ton of regen. He's banking on the wand to heal him, where the Undying is just buying like so much regen, right? He's just pumping regen. And so I'm chilling because I don't have to buy any regen really as Timber. I think I bought a salve. Oh, I did buy a salve, but I'm chilling because I got an assist now. I don't have to truly buy any regen against the Terrorblade at this point. I'm just fine with my Ring of Health. And I even decided I have so much mana remaining where I don't need the mana boots, right? Sometimes if I'm low mana here and I feel like I have enough regen to sustain the lane, what I'll do is I'll sometimes take the second point and reactive for HP, and then I'll go mana boots and just spam my spells out if I feel like I can go that route, right? Because it can be more pressure in that way to buy mana boots and have, well, mana. But I had mana, and so I'm like, okay, I'll consider going the Vanguard first, right? Just so that my supports can leave me alone. Right, with the Vanguard, I can't be touched by Undying or Terrorblade. And so I felt that if I go this item, it allows them to do whatever they want. And this is something I think about. If I get left alone, can I play the lane with the items that I'm considering? And I felt that with mana boots, there is a chance I get bullied, right? It's a low chance, but there is a chance. And so that is why I opted for Vanguard here. I felt that there was a chance I would get low, like especially if I'm skilling up chain, which I do. But now with the Vanguard up, every time this guy goes near a tree, I'm gonna chain and run at him. Now at this point for me, it's all about efficiency. The Terrorblade literally went to go jungle, and when I identify that the carry goes to jungle, I go into jungle mode as well. Because I know that they don't really think that they can play the lane. And yes, I will keep in mind, like for instance, I deny here, right? You'll see that I stopped to deny. And the only reason why I did that is like, I'm like, okay, I wanna push in the lane and threaten him to come back. Right, what I mean by that is if he sees the lane creeps coming back to the lane, he might start walking back. And so if I deny right then, he'll come back, but I've denied the creeps. Essentially, I want to kind of bait him and his mind into thinking that like, I might push a wave under your tower and you might be able to farm, and then I don't give it to him, right? Last second, I don't give it to him, and that's kind of what we're doing. So I have a double wave coming in here, which I thought he might contest, but yeah, he was clearly too afraid. Makes sense, I'm level 7, he's level 6 and doesn't want to skill Sunder, and I think he makes the respectable play of just hitting up the jungle, right? He's just like, yep, I'm jungling it up. And so what I do is I'm gonna be efficient, right? I'm gonna make the drag the wave play, be as efficient as I can. All I have to do is make sure I get the tower CS. But yeah, essentially, if you want to get huge on Timbersaw, you just take a neutral item that gives mana, then you buy Soul Ring, and then you look to buy a Kaya. And if I'm having a super good game, or you guys are having a super good game on this hero, what you want to do is buy Kaya. If you're having a mediocre game and you might need to fight, then you should go Sange, because it's going to give you a ton of health. Kaya is for farming, Sange is for fighting. That's how I see it. And so yeah, this game, I'm going to drop my mana boots every time I want to use my Soul Ring. I should theoretically drop Tumbler's Toy as well. It actually is a lot of extra mana to do both, and so I should have done that, but I didn't. Either way, I want to buy as many clarities as I can, and I'm really prioritizing just farming at this point in the game. How I view Timbersaw is this is a hero that really spikes at around minute 15 when it has a ton of levels to like nuke, like maxed out Q, it gets a ton of strength per level, so it gets really, really tanky. It gains a lot of damage per level even, just if you're gonna happen to right click because it's universal. And so yeah, I have no problem, like I see this bot fight happening and I'm considering TPing in, like trust me, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll TP in. I'm super strong, I certainly could. And honestly, maybe I should have here. Let's take a look actually. Yeah, so they make a play onto my Slark on the bot side of the map. They combo him with a couple of stuns. We global the counter and we kill the Undying. So it looks pretty good for now. We go for the Tombstone, which is fine. Kill the Tombstone. Okay, so he goes a little bit too far. I mean, at this point, I think if I TP, there's definitely a world where we don't kill any of them. And I think that's my concern, right? Because we used our stuns on Lion. So our Lion stuns are on cooldown. The Silencer's dead. Slark maybe could pounce, but that's even on cooldown. And he has no ult, so like, does he really want to do that? And my TA's TPing, which, does he get the quap? Okay, so he gets the quap, right? And so he was able to get the quap. I wouldn't have changed anything there. And so I actually think I made the right play, right? I'm not going to, maybe I would have helped kill the quap faster, but that's about all I'm going to get. And if I TP away, well, I'm giving up all the farm on the top side of the map. This is how you have to think about it. It's a very close call, because if you show up and you aren't needed, you're wasting a ton of time and a ton of gold. But if you show up and you are needed, well, you're going to get a ton of gold and potentially save your teammates. And so it's way better to make sure you save your teammates and get kills, but that's not always an option, and I didn't see it as an option. Now, when you're average pub, people overdive like crazy, and you should be TPing into those plays. So keep that in mind, guys. I'm just not doing it here because I didn't think I was needed. Instead, I'm able to get 2 stacks on the triangle, and oh, yes! I was gonna have to go back to base. Bless by the gods. Oh my god, I saw this regen rune, and I'm like, I do not care. My mid laner is not close. I do not care. His resources are fine. I'm taking this shit. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, man. God, there's nothing better than getting a regen rune right before you're about to take ancient stacks when you have 0 mana. I mean, I saw that rune, and I literally thought to myself, this game is over. Like, I literally thought to myself, I'm like, this game's over. I'm gonna get 2 farm. Because I know how this game plays out. I see the matchups. We did pretty well in our lanes. Mid crushed, so red owned this game with the help of supports. And I'm like, okay, I know how this game plays out. I just have to get tanky and I'll never die. And that's what ended up happening. I've played these types of games before. I know how they play. Obviously, I could mess up or whatever. It's not like it literally is over. For instance, I die here, which is not great. Let's see if I should have read this or not. Yeah, I mean, the way I could read this is after they clear the mid wave, they go up, which is kind of a sign that they're like the co-op went up, which always kind of, you can kind of get a gist of what people are thinking even by slight movements. We also see the Undying in the jungle there, so they are definitely going up. I don't see Mars shoving bottom. I should probably assume that they're ganking me because ganking Slark is hard. It's like really hard for them. Arena is good against Slark, to be fair, but I'm probably their best. I'm probably their best bet, which I should know. They're not showing. It's stupid that I show. Like, my best play here is unironically to clear this and go hit the portal. Like, I should just hit the portal. I'll farm out. Like, if Slark didn't take this, I'll farm this. I'll farm this. I'll farm this. I'll wait for them to show, and then I'll hit the portal again, and I'll go back to my lane. And it's just a mistake. I should be better than that. That was pretty obvious. Like, they didn't show on a single lane for, like, a minute straight. And I knew he was dangerous. Like, I remember in the moment I was thinking, like, they could be yanking me, but maybe I don't die because I was, like, really tanky. But if I had Sanj, maybe there's a chance, but I went Kaya, right? I went Kaya, and I skipped my level 10 talent, and I don't have high points in reactive. I'm kind of like a squishy variant of Timber, and so I know I can die. Like, this is the variant of Timber where even if you're owning, you can die. But you buy these items so that you can farm like crazy, right? You can kind of just take your advantage and snowball, and that's what we're doing. So yeah, just farming it up. I have no problem just going for the Kaya Sanj. It's kind of a hard spike. If the enemy team overextends really hard, like for instance here, they extend really far, we get a good ward and we can kind of chop up the Mars, just get a good angle, clear him up. This was just, I don't know, that was just terrible from them. They should have backed. And yeah, we're going to continue to farm Ancients. And I decided to queue bags this game. And the reason why I decided to queue bags is I felt that they don't have any silences and they don't have any instant stun. I can react to Mars Spear or like God's Rebuke into Spear, and I can react to Arrow. And so I can always get my Ags off and I can kind of frontline for my team, right? Because we didn't really have a frontliner. Slark can be a frontliner, but I think he doesn't want to be, because if he gets all of the spells casted on him right away or like threatened, he has to ult early, and that can be bad for him, right? That can put him in a very awkward position. But yeah, kind of similar to last game, we get some kills, but then we just snowball our lead by stacking and being efficient throughout the map. I think we do get another set of kills here mid, which gives us a ton of gold that shoots us up. Yeah, because kills obviously give more than creeps, right? This shoots us up. It's like 400, 600 gold and 400 gold. It's like 1,000 gold right there, which is so nuts that kills give that much gold, right? They really do give so much. I mean, it's split gold, where like on the other, I mean, I'm hitting creep. To be fair, like creeps obviously give an insane amount because like the TA, even though she has more kills than me and more assists, I'm ahead of her just because of like pure CS. I basically played carry this game, but it's fine because the TA was having a good lane and she went bling, so she wanted to play fast. And so I have no problem taking the Ancients and being greedy. Like, it's all just an assessment of how the game's playing. If I have to play fast, whatever, I'll buy a Sanj, I'll buy Crimson, like, I'll buy the cheap effective items, but I didn't have to do this game. I saw, like, okay, my team is owning, I can just slow down the pace of the game and use my lead to own, and that's what we do this mid fight here. We kind of just come in, clean up. They go on my teammates here, very easy. Chain over, Q, dead. And at this point, I'm just like, all right, I gotta push in the lanes. We want to play for Roshan, so we're pushing in the lanes, we're playing for Roche. Nothing crazy, nothing wild. I'm close to Ags, I'm 400 gold off Ags, I'll farm it up. Enemy team doesn't know where we are, they're afraid, right? They're scared, and they should be, because we could be smoked right now, right? So they have to be a little bit afraid. They try to make a play, we get the Tormentor, I get my Ags, and now I'm basically telling my team, like, hey, let's go fight, right? Let's go get the Roche, let's go fight, whatever it is. Let's just go do something as the co-op gets globaled. Nice global, that was a good global. I guess it's a risky global, because like maybe they can contest Roche because we don't have global, but probably not. Without Quap, nah. Without Quap, they don't have damage. They're never killing anything. I hate this Quap. I feel like Quaps should just buy Ags, honestly. I feel like I see a lot of Quaps with Witchblade, which I guess it's good early game. It helps you kill people early game. But then they, like, BKB next, like, I feel like you just don't do any damage. He needs the BKB, don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. I feel like the hero is so shitty if you have to go items like this. It just feels like garbage. They picked Quap into Silencer, which in my opinion, right? Yeah, they picked it into Silencer, which is like so rough because it forces you to buy like a Dispel or BKB, which is like awful. I don't know. It delays your ability to snowball hard, in my opinion. But yeah, in this fight here, it's just kind of a situation of I'm like telling my team they might go on me, and so I was ready for this jump. Maybe he could have speared faster, like, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure even if I guess I was gonna get arrowed, right? I mean, I would have gotten it off here. He was pretty. Maybe if they're perfect, I don't know. Even if they're perfect with the chain stun, I think there's a real world where like Lion gets his stun off and he gets a hex off. I'm pretty sure I'm not dying here no matter what, right? Maybe, I guess, maybe, but I don't think so. I have Kaya Sanj, I have the backup of my team. I mean, they don't, like, they would have to perfectly chain stun me. It's just like it's such an unlikely case, and so I pop my Ags, and they just die, right? The Ags goes off, it does a ton of AoE damage, they all in, they committed all their spells on me, so they just really had nothing left for my team. And yeah, eventually they go down, get the kills, and so that's kind of what you can do, and that's what I mentioned about the fact that, like, I just know that their heroes don't really kill Timber terribly. It's not very good at killing Timber, especially Ags Timber. The Mars is not good at killing Timber at all. Undying doesn't do much to Timber. Quap is fine against Timber if she has like Ags, but with this build, I mean, she does a little, but yeah, they're just never gonna kill me. They have a Vessel on Mirana, but I don't care, right? The Ags kind of just negates it, you know, because I don't need healing. And so yeah, at this point, we've kind of hit our timings, and all we have to do is let the enemy team come to us, and that's really how we see it, right? Just kind of let them run into us. We don't need to go high ground. We don't need to force the issue. We lost our Aegis in that team fight. All we gotta do is kind of wait for the enemy team to come out of the base and then go in. And now at this point, I'm kind of just looking to kill the supports early in the fight. I think Mars had BKB now. Oh no, he didn't. So I guess I could have went on Mars. I probably should have bought my shard early, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I didn't. Because with these items, like with Ags, you don't have like with Octarine, I don't feel like you need the shard as much. Because you have low cooldown on chain, or lower on chain and blink, so you're more mobile and can stick on people. But with Ags, I like buying the flamethrower because I feel like you can get kited. And I don't like getting kited with the Ags. Like if I pop it, I wanna make sure they're either over committing on me or I'm staying on top of them and I'm gonna like blow them up with the Ags. You go on dying here, that's fine, right? They leave the base, we jump them, and that's what we're trying to do. Let them leave the base, let them get comfortable, jump them, and then force them back to base, right? I forced the TB back to base, I just run at him because I'm so far ahead. And you can see it's just not, we don't need to take towers. We don't need to like run into them. We just need to control the map. Was Quap farming outside of the base here? I thought she was going to try. But yeah, just time and time again, we're just waiting for them to leave the base. We're waiting for them to try to smoke. They leave the base. We're like, okay, they left the base, kill them, you know? Like as long as we can take a fight that's like spread out, where TB can't just like rip into my TA, I don't think we'll ever die. Cause like they'll have to once again perfectly synergize their arrow stun with global in the picture. Like end we have Slark Shard. Like I don't even see a world where they could ever really kill me. I mean, once again, they would have to play it absolutely perfect. And so the only way that would happen is if we're on the high ground. I get like speared back into an arrow and TB can YOLO into me with Quap doing it too. Like that's the only way. So we just don't have to force it. Undying shows in the triangle. Same thing, we jump them. Just rinse, repeat. Let them leave the base, kill them, then we farm. Now we've built a 4K extra lead on top of the 19K. Cut the wave, now a 5K lead. Taking their ancients, just playing 3 lanes. We have traps to see everything. We have Slark to see everything. We have a line to jump, I can scout. Very hard for them to get out of the base, and we knew that, so we just don't need to force it. We just need to choke them out. And yeah, at this point they jump our Slark, which was kind of a decent attempt. They get a decent angle, right? They get a decent angle, they can trap him in the arena, so they have kind of a counter there. It's sort of a counter, because he can live during the arena, which makes it sort of not a counter. We go in, I kind of felt like I messed up this fight. So let's actually see it. I jumped onto the Undying, but I jumped on the low ground, which was crappy because I lost vision of him. And then he healed, and then I couldn't really kill him. Like, this can kind of happen with Timber, where it can be a little hard to actually kill people, and this is where I felt like maybe the flamethrower would have been good, because it would help me stick on top of the Undying. I could have also chained through here. I don't know why I didn't. I probably could have chained through here. I mean, I do good damage with that Chakram, so that Chakram was obviously good. It was a 3-man Chakram. It got them pretty low. Maybe I could have just, if I chained across with my E, I probably could have just threatened the TB. Maybe blown him up. To be fair, getting sundered by this guy is, now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably the way I die. I didn't even think about that during the game. I get speared here, but I knew I was fine. I mean, I didn't even need to pop my E on that arrow. I actually, in the moment, I thought like that was a mistake. I'm like, okay, I didn't need it, because I want to pop it when I need it. I want to bait them to like go on me deep and then kill them. I don't know why that guy committed on me. This is beast. Your blink doesn't get canceled because you have Ags barrier, and I was like, oh, I can go on him with the thing ticking out. That's what I did. I blinked on him with a thing just barely ticking out. It did 800 damage. Oh my god. Damn. And then we queued him, and he had Sunder, but I guess he kind of just panicked because Slark went on him with the... Oh no, Slark just went on him. But he just kind of panicked because he probably expected me to stay on top of him, but I knew he still had Sunder. I remember thinking, like, he still had Sunder, so he tried to click me, but... You know, we think about that. We think about that. We saw it coming. We bait him out, and that's where they call it GG. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned quite a bit. I know these videos are very high paced and very kind of like just a spew of information, but hopefully you can kind of just enjoy the passion I have for the game. Obviously, I love Dota. I love playing these games. I love competing. And so yeah, I just want to share it with you guys on this channel, and hopefully you enjoy. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to probably make more of these types of videos over on the website, because I know a lot of the people that are on the website, you know, obviously they like all different types of content, but they specifically like in-depth stuff. So like harder to learn concepts, and I feel like that's what these videos are. But alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website, where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.